I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
This time, Donald Trump actually made it official. He's seeking the Republican nomination in 2016. Now the media has to decide whether to treat Trump as a legitimate contender or a wacky sideshow.
Before we go on further with this topic, we never really got to the presidential campaign last week, and Donald Trump entered, and I just want to, we never really discussed it. And I have to say, I want to ask you two especially, because I hear all over the media, he's just a joke, it's just a publicity stunt, don't worry about it, it'll go away. It's not going away.
Good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for your service. Very nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Thank you.
You need to exit the street immediately and stop throwing objects at law enforcement. Do it now or you will be subject to arrest. Disperse immediately and stop throwing objects.
And I know just the guy to do it, Donald Trump.
You took out a full-page ad in major U.S. newspapers last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Opie. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
We can talk about the 24 days, which is ridiculous. We can talk about the $150 billion, which, by the way, they get, even if the deal isn't approved, they get it just for going to the table. We can talk about the fact that we have 4 wonderful people over there, and frankly, they're never going to come back with this group. And I will say this, if I win the presidency, I guarantee you that those 4 prisoners are back in our country before I ever take office. I guarantee it.
Eddie, but it's political bullshit. Do you understand? It's true.
I pledge tonight. Mr. Trump.
Don't worry, we'll take our country back very soon. Very soon.
I'm going to do the debate, but I want $10 million for charity. American Cancer Society, AIDS research, we'll pick 10 great. $1 million.
Folks, you know, Macy's has now told Trump they're going to get rid of all of his merchandise, and Trump is showing everybody how this is done. I don't care what you think of Trump, but Trump is not backing down.
words about Donald Trump. I like him. When I met Donald Trump just 3 months ago, Donald was making his grand entrance in the ballroom of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I was sitting alone at a table minding my own business. He spotted me, called my name, and watch what he did. He stretches out his hand for a handshake. He does that to a guy who savaged him 4 years ago when he was talking about running for president.